Ken Block, and this is Dirt 2.
You know what's funny is I could not find a better way to start this video off here in Dirt 2, as I figured everybody always remembers the iconic start point on this game where you hear Ken Block, and my goodness, dude, that never gets old. But you know what, though? I was thinking about this a bit. I went back and played Dirt 2 for a few hours, and I really do think, guys, this for me is probably the best Dirt game, or at least you could say the best Dirt. Now, what I mean by that is Dirt 1 through 5. I'm not talking about the other ones, as I do feel like this series here really was like the main point of that series. Like, not Dirt Rally and stuff like that, as that is going to be separate. But I gotta admit, though, for me, I really feel like Dirt 2 is easily my favorite Dirt game in this series. Now, the thing is, though, do not get it twisted, because I'm not saying that Dirt 1 was bad or Dirt 3, because honestly, I actually really enjoyed Dirt 1. I thought it was very fun. I also did like Dirt 3 as well. And I'm not even gonna lie, guys, I even enjoyed Dirt 4. Dirt 5 was okay. But I did enjoy 4, 3, and 1 a lot more. And to be honest, Dirt 2 has always had a special place with me, man. Like, I just remember playing this game so much back in the day on the PS3, and I would always play it for hours on end. Whether it was me going through rally events and speeding through and trying to find the best ways and messing with cars, or jumping into like a Trailblazer car and going as fast as I possibly can. It was just so dang fun. It's kind of insane. I did talk about like each Dirt game. I honestly might make a video where I talk about each one, like the evolution or something like that of each one. Do let me know if you guys would also like to see that video in the comments below. But I gotta admit, though, playing through Dirt 2, I just really love the flow of this game, whether it was having like the trophy trucks, the buggies, the raid, stock Baja trucks, rally, Trailblazer. Like, there were so many fun classes, and each one to me really had like a unique feel. Like, they didn't all feel the same, or they did not all have the same track. Like, yes, you could free race and do some of the same type of tracks if you wanted to, but each one had different ones, and it really did mix up the game so dang much, man. Like, flying down the road doing 70 or 80 miles an hour in like a rally car was so dang entertaining, feeling the car grip around the corner. And then it was me trying to fly down a track and most likely going way too fast and flying off of it, and then having to rewind and fix myself because I would destroy my car or something. And on the same side of that, guys, the other thing I really loved is the rallycross racing in this game was so dang fun. Now, I also understand that Dirt 3 had this, but I'm going to be real. I liked rallycross racing a lot more in Dirt 2. I don't know why. Maybe it was the track. Maybe it was the way the cars felt, how the other cars would hit you and the damage and stuff like that, like your windshield being cracked. And you would pretty much do that very quick in a rally car because you tend to bounce off the other racers fairly quick. So you will most likely end up breaking your car pretty often there. But I really did like the way the tracks were designed. You would end up going super fast, flying around a corner, trying to break out in front of the other racer, and then they'd pass you in the front. Then you'd try to take a wide turn around them, then the other racer would come around you. It's, I don't know, man. Like, I really did enjoy it a lot more in Dirt 2, and I think it was so dang fun. I don't know if it was like the atmosphere or the way Dirt 2 was, but I feel like it really captured it. And speaking of that, one thing I do know in Rally, at least the side of Rally, not Rallycross, is I do know a lot of players did want more Rally in Dirt 2, which, to be honest, I understand that, as a lot of people probably look at a Rally type of game and most likely want to have Rally, not trophy trucks and stuff. So I do think if they maybe had a few more Rally tracks in there, I think people would have been happier on top of everything else. But with that, we will also have some oddball classes that I really wish the other Dirt games had, guys. I loved it. Stock Baja was so cool. You basically had like a Hummer. You also did end up having another vehicle. I think it was the Honda Ridgeline. Yeah, it was the Honda Ridgeline. You also have a Dodge Ram, a really big looking pickup truck. And I really did like how each of these classes felt different. What I mean by that is, if you guys are using something like a trophy truck, you'd probably assume the trophy truck and the stock Baja were the same. But they weren't. They were actually different. They felt different. It was really entertaining to try to mess around with them, finding better routes. And sometimes you'd also crash yourself, which is, part of the Dirt 2 experience of trying to figure out what not to do, like running into a rock at full speed and going, oh yeah, well, I kind of need to go around that would probably be a better way to do it. And I don't know, man. I feel like these classes were so dope, and that was probably my favorite part about Dirt 2. I also do understand that I did see a lot of players saying they wanted more rally and maybe less of the other stuff, which I think is maybe why Dirt 3 and 4 kind of went away from that stuff. But the biggest thing with me, though, man, like, This isn't dirt rally, you know what I mean, guys? Like, I understand people want rally racing, which I think they should have a big mix of that in the game, but I did like how Dirt 2 had all of it, and it tried to really capture each thing very well, making all of them feel very unique, which honestly a lot of games might end up having issues with, where if you have everything in there, they might not utilize certain classes and stuff like that, or certain things like they should. But I really do feel like Dirt 2 did a very good job at this. Like, I had a wonderful time in this game, bro. And what's kind of funny is I did even find myself right now, guys, playing this game. Now, keep in mind, Dirt 2 came out in 2009, so yeah, obviously this game is not new. And I was still finding myself 16 years later after this game released, playing this game for hours on end, messing with different classes, going, oh, look, the Raid T1, let me try out this Hummer, because I always used something like the Volkswagen back then, so I started using the Hummer, messing with it. And I was just having a really fun time going on different tracks and screwing up and crashing, going, oh yeah, well maybe I should tune this here, or let me make my gear ratio a little bit shorter, let me do a few things here and there. Like, I just think the overall design of this game, it was just so dang solid. Now, I'm not saying, again, people I feel like might be like, well, Dirt 3 is also really good in Dirt 1, and honestly, I agree, bro. I also enjoyed both of those games a lot. And it might sound a bit funny, but I think I actually enjoyed Dirt 1 more than 3. Like, Dirt 3 was good, but I really do think 2 for me was easily like the peak of this entire series, with the gameplay design, the atmosphere, the way the characters talk to you, the classes, the way the tracks were designed, dude. It was just so fun. The damage model, the overall way they really designed this game, I feel like it was absolute peak in this entire series, as I feel like they did build around Dirt 1, but also added things and made it a bit better. Like, yeah, you're not going to have Pikes Peak in the game, which I would say is a bit unfortunate. I did really enjoy those. But at least we will also have Trailblazer, which is kind of a form of how Pikes Peak was, having very long tracks, different checkpoints and stuff like that. I also really enjoyed it. And you guys probably saw that one video I did a while ago where I was talking about Trailblazer. Easily one of my favorite classes in the game. I always use that buggy thing. It was like the Dumabok, whatever it was called. Absolutely love that go-kart looking thing. It was so fun, dude. I remember ripping that thing around for hours on end. Literally only on Trailblazer races, driving the buggy in cockpit view, just flying down the track, trying to be as fast as I could. And you know what's funny? I was never bored, bro. It was always so fun to me, just going as fast as I could, mixing up the races, having a great time in them. And I feel like this is probably something a lot of games nowadays just don't really focus on, which what I mean by that is just the overall fun factor and the atmosphere the game gives you. You know what I'm saying, man? Now, I do understand a lot of games nowadays are different. You can argue that the graphics in Dirt 2 aren't as good and stuff like that. Well, being a 2009 game, I honestly admit, I think it looks pretty dang good, especially on a PlayStation 3. If something ever insane happened, which I can dream here, if they did ever bring this game back to PS5 for some odd reason, you know, just put it on there, which I wish they would do, I bet you it would look even better than it does, man. It would probably look so dang solid, and because back then it already looked great, it wouldn't be all that difficult to do. With all that being said, we will also end up having the Class 1 buggies and the trophy trucks as well, guys, which you probably know me by now. I'm a huge fan of those. And that, for me personally, was one thing I really did miss from Dirt 3 and stuff like that, and 4. How they kind of got rid of, like, the bigger, I guess you could say, trophy truck and buggy classes. The way that at least they did them in Dirt 2, I just really loved it, guys. Having full-on trophy trucks and classes, I just loved it, dude. They were so dang fun to use. They were quick. They also felt like trucks, the way they handled. I loved jumping them as they felt like they had weight to them. It was just amazing, dude. Like, I really feel like Dirt 2 was honestly just peak, bro. It was so great. Funny part is I was talking to different people on Discord and different things, and I noticed everybody seems to say Dirt 2 is easily the best game in the series, at least in their opinion. So I am curious to know what y'all think as well. Do you guys also think Dirt 2 is the best game in the entire series of Dirt 1 through 5? If I had to maybe name these out, I'd say Dirt 2 for me, maybe Dirt 1. I'd probably go with 3, 4, and then 5 if I was going to do like a list there, which again, I might break that down in a separate video. But if you guys are looking for a huge mix-up, if you have never played a Dirt game or you've never played Dirt 2, which would be very shocking to me, jump on and play this game. You will love it. Trophy trucks, buggies, raid. We're also going to have something like Rally, Rallycross, Trailblazer. We will have stock Baja trucks. Like, there is a lot of fun classes, a lot of ways to enjoy the game. And personally, as I said before, guys, Trailblazer's amazing. I love the trophy truck races. And also, Rallycross for me, funnily enough, was probably one of my favorite categories to do, which something I really didn't enjoy that much in Dirt 3. Like, it was okay, but Rallycross and Dirt 2, man, like I just absolutely loved it. Do let me know what y'all think about Dirt 2 in the comments below. Would you also say this game is basically peak in this entire series?